afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and riveting, amazing Propagandacaster. Me, your host, Imperial Dane, Master Propaganda, Hero Psych, Defender of the Fatherland. Off here to 1 vs 1 on Crossroads. In the north, it's Sotjador, fighting for the Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland. Rolling out here with the elite Großdeutschland Panzerdivision. In the south, they got the Burmie fighting for the Soviet Union, Socialism, Communist, Stalin, and the 30th Tank Corps, using his third industry. But Sotjador here fighting with mechanized German infantry and mechanized assault, infantry and Panzerfaust versus anti-tank grenade range, mines, and infantry production bulletins there. So there's an interesting setup there for Burmie. We'll have to see where it goes up. They'll probably involve some Maxims, some mortars, and field guns. Probably not the mortars, maybe. With Grenadiers, 74-2s there for Sotjador. We'll have to see if he ends up here. There's certainly one thing in common. They all have 250 half-tracks with all these three doctrines. So he definitely wants to get in on the new mechanized fad of the Wehrmacht. Bring a bit of that good old Panzer Elite style of play to the Wehrmacht. Maximum on the way there for Burmie for the army. MD42 moving ahead with Grenadiers backing up, and the West Pioneers moving out there. No direct rush for the fuel there by Sotjador of the Großdeutschland Panzerdivision. Engineers heading eastwards. Maximum almost done. Conscripts setting up. Machine gun grabbing points there. Moving westwards. Points being seized. MD42 remaining here to cover the centre and all to protect against any sort of immediate pushes there by Burmie, though clearly with the sort of style Burmie is going for the opening, he's not going to be going up for any sort of direct cut-off pushes. Well, he could, but it seems less likely. Maximum straight to the MD42. Might be able to get into the house before that, though, in which case, yeah, it's going to be a problem there for Sotjador's MD42. Max will take a few hits here. Maybe a casualty, but the MD42 is going to have to fall back here. This is not a good position there for Sotjador's MD4. Does grab the victory point. Grenadiers could try and flank in from another position. More Grenadiers, the Ramgat constant pushing in there, seeing this the MD42 is focusing on the Maxim, and even then the Maxim's not going to win here. The Con's going to flank in, forcing a full route here from Sotjador around his closest cut point. Auto Flits full dead there in the dirt somewhere in the Ukraine. Point seized by engineers in the west. Grenadiers standing about here. Point there secured as well by Sotjador, with more Grenadiers on the way here for the Wehrmacht. Certainly with a heavy Maxim build there, he's probably going to need more machine guns. Whereas if this has been an infantry build from Burmie, machine guns would have been great. Mortar in the hand would be a pretty good choice for Sotjador to help deal with the Maxims, smoke them out and other things. Though, of course, he could also easily just go for any of the 250 half-tracks and stuff in some flamethrower pioneers to deal with it. A bit of a cheaper option than going for the flamethrower half-track in some ways. We'll have to see what it ends up with. But we're here to cover up any sort of fighting around the fuel point there, making it harder there for Burmie to just dig in and push back Sotjador. Mortar on the way for Burmie, good choice there. It's going to provide artillery support, there's any machine guns, smoke screens as well if he ever comes around to that. Some players like to use smoke screens, others do not. Personally, I think smoke screens are pretty good to neutralize machine guns, so they'll support attacks. So generally I would always advise trying to use smoke screens if you're not quite used to it. Just try using them generally and sort of get a hang of it and begin, coming out with more advanced smoke tactics. Comes there getting blasted with the Pioneers, Grenadiers under fire here as well. Bit of skirmishing. In the east we got the Grenadiers all winning the Maxim here, MD42 on the other side still. Maxim's flank is deeply exposed here. I imagine Sotjador might be trying to take up soon enough. Nope. No sign of take there yet, just seems like he's sort of within the range of that. More comfortable there for Burmie. More infantry for the 30th Tank Corps. Maximum repositioning, mortar moving up here, backing up the engineers. But a nice push there, but Sotjador in this case is clearly the aggressor. He's got the more infantry, he's the more mobile, fluid one, whereas Burmie with a lot of the machine guns. Even the Maxim is a bit slower to get around, he's more on the defensive here, so Sotjador is pushing the advantage while he sees it, seizing the initiative while he can, which is definitely the right way to approach things here. Not to just dither about, but punish your opponent for, being a bit too slow. And of course, it's going to come down to Burmie then to try and turn his slowness into an edge here versus Sotjador. We'll have to see how Sotjador follows up, but again, any of these three doctrines with a 250 half-tech could give Burmie and his Maxims a bit of a rough time. Of course, German infantry with the 250 half-tech he just has to build would probably be the faster and cheaper option. Plus giving access to stormtroopers and other fun things here versus Burmie. Mines up there, good work. Mortar going off around here. So far, no hits on the fascists. And there we go, we got German infantry, we got the 250 half going away there. Leichter Schützenpanzerwagen. Slowly approaching. Grenadiers on watch down there. Counter flanking Grenadiers here. Maximum opening up as well. Light machine away there for Sotjador. No veteran squadrons there being handed out. Getting suppressed. Well, it's also part because it doesn't have the command points. Obviously, there you go. Machine gun up on the Maxim. Maxim should be able to turn around here on the MD42. Mortar and Infantry should also be to assist. And there you go. Counterman from the north. They can probably try and flank about. Sotjador's line here, threaten the machine gun that way in the retreat path. Very nice move here. 250 half-tech is almost done there. First Sotjador, and there you go. Arrives to support Das Vaterland. We'll have to see what he makes do with it though. Maxim here being slowly overwhelmed by German infantry, trying to get close, but got engineers backing things up. 250 half-tech rolling in there, Grenadiers routing, and alongside the MD42, popping down near the half-tech using the dig down ability, whatever you call it there, making it a bit tough and giving in some suppressive fire on top of some extra bits here and there. Coming up from the other side, half-tech falling back for a bit, and the engineers there pushing for the cuff point, keeping up pressure there on Sotjador. Sotjador here is trying to stall up the assault here off Burmie, having been pushed a bit back there. The push there in the south slightly went wonky. After they're getting some good kills, 3 kills so far for the Fatherland. Very good work there. Field gun on the way for Burmie. This is 3 to help deal with the 250 half-track. And any other light vehicles, Sotjador and the Coh2 might decide to go for. Got the veteran squad leader group upgrade ready. Can also call in stormtroopers. We got the light mechanized company at first. Very good work there, I think. This is 3 almost done. After the rest of the maximum, his zone's can't do anything. He's going to need the flamethrower pioneer squad in it to really deal with that. To have the best chance. But he does try his best here with a half-tank and a raffineer flanking up. There we go. Actually, might like a chance on taking out the maximum here. Particularly if Burmie's too slow, just gets a bit of bad luck. The half-tank cut through it, so he'll wipe the maximum retreat alongside the Grenadiers. And that's exactly what happens here. Bad development for there for Burmie. Great for Sotjador, though he's losing the point in the west. We're being overwhelmed by Grenadiers moving in. He should seize that one and turn it against Burmie as soon as possible. That is a horrible development there for Burmie. That Sotjador was able to kill a machine gun. The only sort of, shall we say, bit of light here for Burmie is the half-tech was not veterans one. Also could have been forced it right then and there. There we go. Sicily shoots, misses the 250 half-track. Constant moving up as well. They're possibly threatening it further, though. Burmie is yet to go for anything there in terms of anti-tank grenades and our maximum way to replace the one lost to the fascists. Comes to the suppressed by the MD42 half-tech joining in the fun. Back here, healing reinforcement going on there for Sotjador. Back in Burmie's base. An idea might be soon to take up and try and pull for some light vehicles here, put pressure on Sotjador. As for Sotjador, flooding manpower. Stormtroopers could be in there with the MP40s. Or maybe consider some Panzer Grenadier with a support package upgrade. Maximum up there. Catching the 250 up. More importantly, the Pioneers repairing the 250 up. There you go, pops in. And all of a sudden, the table has turned in. The Maximum now has to retreat in the face of this flame for a half-track. Bit of a horror development there for Burmie once more. He's going to need to... There we go. He's on the way to back up the 250 half-track. Still on take up there for Burmie. Bring in conscripts, engineers. Field gun is also nearby to help deal with it. So Sotjador here has mobilized a small, light strike group of the mechanized kind. With the 250 half-track and the 222. Maximum of the Grenadiers there causing quite a bit of harm in the center here. Grenadiers are on the far from conscripts and the field gun. 222 moving up. He could try and go for a flank, drawing away the attention on the field gun and then for anything else, then hit from the front with the 250 half-tank. Showing some options there for Sotjador. Flamethrower use to flash out the Grenadiers to operate with a light machine gun, noting he's got no veteran squad leader upgrades up there. Interesting choice. Most people would go for German infantry, definitely get that one going, but Sotjador so far is only focusing on the 250 half-track. There you go, routing the Maxim machine gun. It is mounting up the west, and the centre there, machine gun being flanked here by engineers. On hand, that's getting flanked by machine gun. Mortar being hauled up here for Sotjador to provide support for the Coh2 chance advance against the rations of the 30th Tank Corps. Back here in reinforcement, Burmie definitely should be considering taking up soon some light vehicles. He could throw some rather large wrenches into Sotjador's works here. Field gun there. Need to fall back. Coming under hair fire from the Germans. Rather explosive. Also got the mortar joining in here for Sotjador. They cannot werfen. It is not good there for Burmie. Need to retreat that maximum now. In fact, it might even be too late here for Burmie. Ah, it's bugged. That happens, I guess. Bad news there for Burmie. Bad news. Conscript Maxim pushing up against the Pioneers, then moving forwards for the Fatherland, straight into the 250 after they're dug in around the fuel point. Nice work there by Sotjador, makes it hard here for Burma to approach. And there you go, Conscript suppressed here by the 250 half track. Really paying itself off here for Sotjador, saying there you go, finally take up their field gun recruit and pulled away. Possibly our merch there, Sotjador didn't bother with it. I'll wait, field gun back and control over the Red Army. Constant suppressed here still. They just can't get past the half track. And the Maxim just isn't doing enough damage here versus the hold down half track. So good work there by Sotjador and quite a threat to Burmie. He's got the 10% command almost done. He could theoretically just push ahead there for the next team, just rush out T-34, which at this stage is probably the better choice here since Sotjador is probably beginning to pull for medium armor himself. After an end though falling back. Sotjador having decided he's done enough there. We go, fuel dropping down, so this could very well look like a push there for the Mechanized Armor Company, in which case he needs to get building it fast. I mean, that he's going to have to go for issue and 6 to do with any German armor. Mine salt's going up from the Maxim. There you go, 250 half track returns. Note the 250 half track also had a mount for a machine gun on the rear like the 250 half track. They decided not to add it. Technically though, both machine guns on the rear would have been active from the squad riding in the half track. The one on the front would have been manned by the commander of the half track, if you will. It's a little fun note there. Half track up here, catching and building the Mechanized Armor Company. This is pretty bad. Engineers are exposed. Need to. Ah! No. That is great there for Sotjador. Nice little raid there in Burmie's base. Horrid there for Burmie. Horrid. Burmie comes to the fight here for the Red Army for the 30th Tank Corps. He does not relent to the fascists. And he almost got the 250 half track there, which is definitely a lucky save there by Sotjador. Mechanized Armor Company up in back to go for a fast T-34 76. Of course, you might have to consider an issue 5. We'll have to see what it ends up with. Sotjador remains to control the situation. 250 half track being paired up. Well, a few variants of the 250 half track, those including one with a 75mm cannon, similar to the one used by the Studier, used for infantry support. There we go, field gun by the machine gun here. First shot misses, second shot misses, third shot hits. Panzer Grenadier for Sotjador. Sadly, no stormtroopers, but on the hand, Panzer Grenadiers with the support package could be quite useful. We also got one Grenadier there with veteran support leaders. Pioneers has also been upgraded. Very good work there. Does make the Pioneers a bit more real useful since they gain a 5th man and they can, you know, do more damage. They can soak up more damage, but importantly, they can also repair faster and they can build faster. So there's definitely a lot of utility to that upgrade. There you go, 250 half head straight into the field gun. And the Maxim. Direct hit here. Half not looking good. They also got the mortar there wiped out. Not good either. After they're rounding about the field gun, going to clear it out there possibly. Not good there for Burmie. He's close to the T-34. Then again, he might feel like he needs an issue to farm. There's certainly a few possibilities of Burmie, but a decision needs to be made soon because he has the resources for whatever he wants to. And there you go. He actually goes for the other option, which I actually kind of forgot, is the KB-8. That's going to help us with the infantry and some of the support weapons. Of course, it's going to struggle a bit versus the armor, but better than nothing in some ways, I suppose. And this is a big target that might just be able to slow down Sotjador and the Coh2. And there you go, support package on the way there to further give the Pentagon is what they were known for, which is armor cooperation skills. Maximum out the backed up, the Conscript puts back the Grenadiers. Burmie and the 30th Tank Corps continues its fight versus the fascists of Sotjador. KB-8 almost done here. Blasting away at the machine gun in place on the side. That's an instant move there by Sotjador. Maxim versus Maxim here. Victory point wise, Burmie needs to get some work done there to turn this around. He also needs to reclaim his fuel, obviously. I'll wait, KB-8 almost done. Burmie, or Sotjador can soon go for tanks. We'll have to see how the KB-8 handles that, of course. But there you go, flamethrower tank out. By late 1944, 45, or by 44 in general, they would have been using T-34s to convert it to flamethrowers with a flamethrower then in place instead of a whole machine gun. As a little note there. Obviously nowhere nearly as well armoured. Constant moving back, they're backed up, but I'm also the recruit once more. Maximum needs to retreat, otherwise that's going to be another loss there for Burmie. Hard push for the east there, conscripts, KV8, heavy flame for a tank, and Sotjador going for the venerable Panzerkampfwagen 4. Panzergrenadiers is about to get a bit of a nasty surprise from the KV8, unleashing a torrent of fire against Sotjador's men, who are very quick to retreat in the face of this dragon of Stalin. Burn, Bimby, burn, disco, Inferno. Where do you know this infernal capitalist music from? I made this song myself. There we go, Panzerwagen here for Sotjador. Burmie's just trying to change to the base that he's on a rampage. He wants vengeance for the good Soviet men who died fighting Sotjador. And there you go, getting some good kills. The troops being caught in the fires. Could see some heavy damage. Maybe gonna wipe this as the medics can't heal it. And oh, he's paying too much attention. There you go, Grenadiers wipe. The KV8 has been doing some heavy damage there to Sotjador. Got him. He even gets the mortar and wipes the veterans he off it. Almost got the maximum as well. This is one hell of a KV8. 14 kills. Got him. Himmel. Switch over to the 45mm gun there, which while has been buffed a bit. Field gun hit there on the Panzer IV. This is a tragic development for Sotjador. Great though for Burmie. That's really going to help him out there, getting that many kills. Machine gun moving up on its own. That's pretty risky here. Sotjador might be getting a bit reckless here in an attempt to reverse the reverses here. And that could very well be a big benefit here for Burmie, but then further develop some backhand slaps here to Sotjador. Still, veterans 1k1 in a matter of minutes from advisors. Now we actually might be able to see someone use the Inspire Infantry ability, which by the way boosts infantry movement and firepower for any troops next to the KV8. That'd be very interesting to see if we get that one. Oh, I need to get it fixed up though. Panzer IV flanking up there, very nice work there. Maximum setting up, that's going to have to retreat there before it collapses. 2-2 moving up with Panzer support, there you go. Panzer slightly boosted there by the 2-2. But not fast enough. Machine gun wiped out. Inside the house, not good here. KV8 self-repairing. Need to stop that up. Or he needs to get some support in there. Anti-tank grenade still not available here for Burmie. Field gun turns about here. Pretty dicey stuff. There you go. Good hit on the Panzer IV. Mortar needs to retreat. Max about to get wiped out. Sotjador is certainly a keen aggressor here against Burmie, who is starting to keep up with the sheer pace of Sotjador's attacks. Mein Gott, Fritz, it's like 1941 again. We might be able to take Moscow this time. Jürgen, we don't have the resources for that. Just be happy you're not dead on the fence posts. Back here, troops reinforcing. Field gun setting up, gonna look for some targets. In this case, the machine gun by the fuel point. KV8 is almost good to go there for Burmie once more. And maximum strength to the KV8 here. Causing quite some grief there for Sotjador's beleaguered troops. In the south here, Panzergrenadiers need to retreat. Oh, he's not realising it. He's paying much attention to the KV8, and our Panzergrenadier squad gets wiped. Still no sign of the Stormtroopers. Still overall not a lot of sign of using the docks, except the 250 Harpton and those upgraded Panzergrenadiers, which sadly not get much to do. And there you go, we could see a wipe with the Grenadiers. The KV8 strikes once more. Fire and terror. Should maybe actually been Burmie's name rather than the other chap. Anyways, Grenadiers wiped, light machine gun dropped, Sturmgeschütz on the way. Fragmentation bombing run called in, the Luftwaffe strikes, wiping a field gun crew. But cannot recover the losses that Sotjador have suffered. KV8 switching over to the 45mm gun, armor being repaired here. Sotjador is taking staggering casualties. It's only just one infantry squad, he needs to replace it. Stormtroopers would be, handy. But there you go, KV8 pushes back the 250 half track. Course starts in here. Beaten up, but not beaten permanently. Repair station up there for Burmie to help repair his stuff. That's very good. Sturmgeschütz almost done. Burmie needs to recruit some of his stuff there, of course, and otherwise get out some more troops and long-term more armour. As for Sotjador, more infantry. He's down just the Grenadiers and the Pioneers. Soon boasts that they are, I think, going to struggle a bit here versus Burmie and the 30th Tank Corps. Sturmgeschütz are moving ahead. KV8 striking again. 20 kills, stoop shoots, and bounces. Falling back here with the KV8. Machine gun moving line of fire of the flamethrower tank, and that's not working out too well there for the Max when they go forcing a route again. KV8 is very close to Veteran 2, in fact. And the MD42 gets caught there as well. Getting a taste there of Stalin's own personal brand of medicine. Fire. There we go, machine gun routed. Getting scorched quite horrifically. Panzer IV those in the way, gaining Veteran 2-1. Pulling back here towards the repair station. Nothing further going in Burmese base. I mean, theoretically, he could try and now stall for the KV2, which I'd not necessarily recommend, though, but he could. He'd probably at least get out an initiative fight first. As for Sotjador, we're not seeing a lot more infantry. We've got the field gun moving up to help deal with the Panzer IV. Fixing up that. Very flamethrower tank there, opening up. Then the field gun 2-2 moving in, direct hit there. Other field gun ready to back up Burmese eastern defences. There you go, direct hit on the 2-2-2, and we got more field drops in for Burmie. Grenadiers advancing, KV8 moving in. Scorching the Grenadiers, anti-tank grenade finally up as well here for Burmie. Almost got the Grenadiers there, and almost got Veteran 2, which is going to be a bit of a problem here for Sotjador, because the KV8 and Veteran 2 can keep up better with the infantry, meaning it's going to be harder to run away. That's bad news if your name is Heinz. Jürgen or Otto. Sotjador here realising the gravity at least somewhat of the situation, calling in another Sturmgeschütz. Definitely the right approach there, but he definitely needs more infantry. I'd still recommend the Stormtroopers. They can be really good with some good flanks, to be honest. Fuel's there being secured. Looks like Burmie is going to try and keep this going until he can get out of KV2, and it might just be able to work out here thanks to the absolutely incendiary prowess of Burmie's flamethrower tank. There we go, straight into it, and there we go, Veteran 2 KV8. It is faster now. Right here on the Sturmgeschütz, need to be careful about that. 250 half for nothing in it. Gonna just probably can pick up that light machine gun there. They just can't upgrade to it, but if they see a drop machine gun, they can actually pick it up. That'd be actually pretty solid for them. Max on their push, or machine gun push back here by the KV8, burning away. Panther IV shooting, missing. Grenadiers flanking up here is going to likely get a very unhealthy dose of fire from the KV8. Panther IV fails to make any impression on this Stalinist dragon. Forcing a route there for Sotjador still. Shot on infantry. And we got another 250 half-track, which is very interesting because, again, he's not got a lot of infantry to ride in the half-track. Like, he's got Grenadiers and I suppose the Pioneers, but beyond that, he does not exactly have a lot to put in the half-track. So there you go, he cancels it. Looks like he's actually planning Tier 4 instead. I mean, stalling for that could work out, but the problem is that makes it easy for Burmie to stall for the KV2. And he's still going to need infantry really like support his pushes. I mean, one Grenadier squad is not going to be able to carry it sufficiently. Even with bolstered Pioneers, I think it's going to be a bit of a tall order here for Sotjador. Second mortar now.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
There you go, Grenadiers picking up the light machine gun. They're now quite heavily armed customers. Got the G43, they got the Veteran Squadron, of course they got the MG42. Someone is going to get hurt. Badly. Hopefully not them. As I'm sure what Sotjador's thinking. We got the KV2 moving up, or KV8 moving up. The KV2 is a bit further off. In fact, he's very close to it. He's just short roughly one command point, and he'll be able to unleash another big, ugly tank there against Sotjador. Oh, could be beautiful, of course, in the eyes of the right observer. Fixing up the Sturmgeschütz there. 250 half-tech, by the way, very close to Veteran 2. Bit of a quiet moment here between the two sides. Now they're really coming to a match, and particularly against Sotjador struggles with it because he's not got a lot of infantry to really carry an attack. Comparatively, Burmie does have some, but he doesn't have a lot either, and he's clearly stalling for the KV2. And probably isn't intending making any bigger moves unless he's got that. Plus he's got 2 of the victory points. He's not in a particular rush either to move up for the third one against Sotjador, though of course the more he stalls, The more time, of course, Sotjador might have to sort of put something else together. Heavy Panzer Corps going up here for the Ghost sent Panzer Division back in Sotjador's base. We got more engineers there for Burmie. Mines being laid down to cover in against approaches there by Sotjador. Very good, very good. Another fuel drop. Not entirely sure what he's preparing for. I mean, he could, of course, just go for a T-34 from 6 in the meanwhile as he waits for it. Even an H-5 probably. But definitely should be going for something because, I mean, at this rate, he's going to easily have resources for a lot more than just the KV2. By the time he gets it out, and certainly we say the force composition, H-5 would probably be the best choice since they can help the KV-8 and the KV-2 deal with armor, say for range choice the KV-2 and the KV-8, then just murder all the infantry that Burmie has. Well, the remaining infantry that Burmie has. The remaining. So you have 350 fuel, 900 manpower. Certainly a bit rare to have a fight where there's just this quiet moment, the eye of the storm, if you will. That's exactly what we're getting at the moment. There you go. Looks like Sotjador's finally waking up from his stupor. He's going for the Panzerwerfer. Interesting choice there. We got the KV to the base. Fortunately, not quite as effective as destroying bases as it was back in the early days of the game, where it could just destroy an entire German base in less than a minute. At which point they nerfed it heavily, and they also buffed, I think, all bases, so base rates became a lot more difficult. But at some point, very early in the game, you could just drive a KV into the base and just destroy the entire thing in less than a minute. That was not fun. Unless, of course, you're the one doing it, in which case it was hilarious. But as you can notice now, the KV does next to nothing. That is basically its punishment for being too good. Panzerwerfer almost done there for Sotjador. And as you see there, it's a very slow process. You might as well just not bother. We need to get the KV up there before the Panzer takes it out. In the centre there, Sotjador push ahead there. Not making a lot of progress without sufficient infantry. There we go, KV-2 heavy tank out there for Burmie and the 30th Tank Corps. Flamethrowers they're about to get wiped. Panzer 5 rain down in the support weapons, fitting to wipe out a lot of Burmie stuff. Engineers down. Machine gun they push back here with the KV-8. It's re-exposed. Panzer fast off here. Burmie might get a bit overconfident. Still got enough resources again to go for T-34s on the H-5. He's almost got enough for 2 T-34s in fact. KV-2 they're moving ahead here for Burmie. Need to pull back the KV-8 there for repairs. Halfway to the ace level, and ace KV-8 was something I haven't seen in a while there. More technically move forward there, I think, but Sotjador straight to the KV-8. Oh, goodness. Almost rolled out, in fact, there. KV-2 slowly turning its massive turret to see what's going on. So Sotjador has a sizable vehicular and armoured force that's available. 2 2-2s, 2 50s, Panzerwerfers, Stugs, and a Panzer IV. What he does on the other hand lack is infantry to really make it swing about. Panzer IV flanking up, and there you go. Direct hit here from the KV-2. Field gun, so we've got a fragmentation bombing run in. Panzer IV getting eventually 2. Field gun trying to get away, and it's... Oh, close one. The engineers repairing there from the repair station taken out. He's actually got 2 repair stations up, other field gun not close enough to get off a hit, destroying the field gun here, actually fire raining down there. That's probably the KV-2 missing. There we go, another shot, misses again. Another hit here from the field gun, takes the Panzer down to half health. Second field gun should be able to get off another hit. There we go. Bounces though. Direct, still not a hit there from the KV-2. 309 points left, another shot, and this time the KV-2 kinda hits. In the West German, Russian advance there on Sotjador's field point is halted by the MG42 there. Their key troops reinforcing H-5 following away there for Burmie, and he can still go for T-34 if he wants to assist, maybe push up some flanks there. And now Charlie's making a push here with the Stugs and the 222 straight into the KV-2 and the KV-8. Obviously here the KV-8 is less of a threat to the Sturmgeschütz. Stugs though are quickly dodging the shots there from the KV-2 weaving in and out. KV-8 needs to get out there before it's destroyed though. It's fortifying the gun. There's no match to get the Stugs 75mm. H-5 almost down there for Burmie for the 30th Tank Corps. KV-8 rolling back. Not entirely sure what the KV-2 is shooting at. Oh, I think it was the mortar there. Did not land a very impressive hit there, though it did get a few kills. Stu hammering away, but sadly none of the hits actually hitting. Got the issue of flanking in, very good for the lands, another hit, and there you go. 85 with the shell there, strikes us out of the 2-2. We got another Panther barrage off here against Sotjador. Units being murdered, and the repair station is down. Bit of a blow there to him. Mine hit there with the HQ5, leaving it quite stuck out in the open. Machine gun wiped out. Bit of loss there for Burmie. Sotjador could still go for some stormtroopers. Damage engine in the Panzer Force. It goes to 35, and the H5 goes down. Not a good development there for Burmie. Nice push then we got. Bet you two are not just the Panther Force, but the Stug 3G infantry moving head in front of the KV2. Need to be careful about that. The KV2 is definitely a lot more lethal to infantry than this armor. There you go. Pioneer squad almost snuffed out like a candle here by the KV2. Heavy tank KV8 moving in as well. Central victory point never ended neutral. Burmie here remains on the defensive versus Sotjador. We got the machine gun running about here. The ace machine gun crew out from Sotjador. Pack forward in the way there for him. Panzer can only 40. KV8 shoots and doesn't quite hit here the Maxim. KV8 going here for the machine gun crew, murdering it out. Almost got it. Almost got it. And there we go. A wipe here in Sotjador. H5 done, but Burmie's in need of troops and other things here. Almost got the mortar there with a single hit of the KV2, but there you go. KV8 gains the ace level and finishes off the mortar crew, leaving Sotjador short there. One artillery crew. Almost hit there from the KV2 on the Stug, and there you go. Field gun gets this. This 33 pierces the frontal armor. H5 moving up, so there you go. Now the hit. Oh, at least it was in theory a hit, but in reality it wasn't. Stug there pushed back. A bit of a blow there to Sotjador, who quickly unleashes the Panther barrage once more against the lines of Burmie. Engineers and field gun crew there bearing the full impact. Burmie, I think, she includes some T-34s and some more infantry, plus recruiting his staff. 250 after being rushed forward, I think, to spot for the Pack 40 here. H5 misses. Stug moving ahead. Looks like, oh, he got the 250 after, not good there for Sotjador. Of course, he might have expected for the losing it, and there you go. KV8 wipes out the Pack 40 crew. Grenadiers could be the next target here. Stug is a bit of a threat here as well. And there you go, down to less than half a push back here with the HQ5 KV2 combo. And Grenadiers right as well here by the ace KV8. Almost got the Sturmgeschütz there. Field gun. Oh, got it. Quite a series of losses here for Sotjador. The lack of infantry again is, I think, making it harder for Sotjador to make any bigger pushes to flank and surprise here. Burmie. I mean, a few stormtroopers could maybe quick clear out the field gun, and there you go. And Panther on the way there for Sotjador. Still no stormtroopers, most distressingly, at least in my opinion. Such a shame, since I do think they are pretty good. Another HQ5 here for Burmie, bringing out more tank destroyers to dent the fascist armoured spearheads. Another repair station up here. Still needs more infantry, and similarly so does Sotjador. Another Panther of a barrage. Probably to repair that repair station. Oh, too late. Fixing up the KV8 HQ5, goes straight ahead, goes to store the Pack 40% in front of it, the Vetchini 2 Stug. There you go, 2-2 down, and the loss here for Sotjador. Panther about to get done. Stug going to here for the HQ5, direct hit, and the tank grenade could also land here, and oh, doesn't. Almost got that Pack 40 here. HQ5 gains Vetchini 2 as well. Second HQ5 arriving. KV8 there, almost done here for Burmie and the 30th Tank Corps. Sorry, the goal starts, and probably should look into changing the tactics and strategies a bit. And there you go, second HQ5 moving up the west side. Phantom straight here, hitting the KV2 directly. Mine goes off, almost taking out the mortar crew and the Pack 40. Need to get the KV2 out there. Needs to use the KV8 to clear out, I think, the pack there. Panther 4 flanking the H5. Need to get the other H5 to bag in. There you go. Panther almost down. Not good, but there for Sotjador. Burmie on the hand is not in a good spot here with the H5. He's trying to get away there, but it's not going to happen. Didn't get that pack 40 when he could have. So ends up losing the H5 without really destroying any sort of priority targets. It's close to getting that Panther 4 out of the way, but I don't think it's going to be enough here. A lot of support weapons lying about, which could be recruited. Maxims primarily, and there you go. Pack 40 crew annihilated. Mortar could be the next target here for the wrath of the KV8. Panther therefore unleashes its deadly payload once more upon the unsuspecting Russian infantry. Also destroying any support nearby, and there you go. Mortar splashed out across the ground, denying Sotjador another support weapon. Fighting remains brutal between these two experienced players. Panther in dire repairs. Sotjador remains in dire need of infantry. Veterans one there for Burmie's field gun, though Burmie also needs infantry. Another Stug there for Sotjador. But sadly, never more infantry. More repair stations out there for Burmie. Halfway to the ace level there for Burmie's H-85 tank destroyer. Panther standing about, and we got the Stug on the way there for Sotjador. KV2 there, closing the veterans one. KV8 there, just waiting repairs. And there we go, the KV2 turns its mighty turret and vomits forth a massive high explosive shell, shattering the Grenadier's will to remain on the point. There we go. Machine gun there routed by the KV8 and KV2 combo. Sotjador really needs infantry and needs to pull off some great assault with flanking. The problem is he keeps attacking head on into Burmie at a very slow pace, and only the Germans tend to perform best, I found, when they can actually perform a fast attack. One where the opponent doesn't have enough time to react, but he's moving at such a slow pace, and with a lack of infantry it becomes much easier for Germany to defend it. So Sotjador, I think, needs to update his attack tactics here a bit. And there you go, firing some Grenadiers. Sadly not stormtroopers. I think some stormtroopers with the submachine would be quite helpful here for Sotjador on the assault. Also some Panzer Grenadiers, as long as it doesn't get them thrown away again. 196 here versus Burmese 295. I mean, get some infantry going, some stormtroopers, maybe then coordinate assault with fragmentation bomb and then assault and hold, and you could probably sweep through Burmie faster than Burmie right and then destroy a lot of his stuff. But so far, we haven't seen the ACTS there now. Can sort of realise this of what he's going to do here. Machine about to get knocked out by the KV2. Veterans one, there you go. Panther Stug again head on. Panther was going to step for a flank. Will we get the fragmentation bomb? I hope. At least maybe also some assault and hold. March going down the flanks. There you go. Stug on the flank. This is a reasonable good assault here. No fragmentation bombs. Need to get stuff in there. There you go. Fragmentation bombing run in here against him. Field guns there in the line of fire. KV2 there being outmaneuvered. H5 down. Stug's gaining ace level. Pioneers moving forwards. Panther 4 flanking in. Stug stand up in its own rounds. Panther there almost knocked out. And there you go, about to take out that KV2 here. Kaput. Very nice push here by Sotjador. Burmie is being shattered like cheap knockoff porcelain. KV8 Ace trying to escape here. This armoured sledgehammer of the fatherland. Panther is knocked out here by a freshly arriving H-5 tank destroyer, taking out some of the wind here of Sotjador's assault with the lack of infantry and other things to just snare up the tanks, make it hard for him to just flank. Has rather left Burmie vulnerable to such a well-executed assault, well, reasonably well-executed assault. Could maybe use for some smoke for some other bits there, but otherwise, well done there. And Burmie's down to just the engineers and an H-5 tank destroyer. So I think it's safe to say at this stage, even though the fight goes on there, this is GG. I do not see Burmie coming back from this. I mean, Sotjador, I think, has won this rather well enough. So there you go. I know some people don't like it when I end matches too quickly. By this stage, I think it's safe to say this is over. Like, the chance of Burmie coming from this are somewhere between nil and Sotjador basically going full on bananas in the ears, insane. And he was the one that sent me the replay, so I don't think that's the case. It's either that or Sotjador's got a particularly kind of lucid insanity with bananas in his ears, which is certainly something to speak for itself. But there you go, nasty, vicious 1 versus 1 right here in Crossing in the Woods. Some a bit more of a standoff scenario, which we don't see so much of. But lots of armour there. Sadly, I think both players to an extent neglected infantry, which is really important. I think Burmie would have done a lot better with more conscripts, and Sotjador would have done better with a bit more infantry. Also, at times, a bit too focused in the centre. There could be more approaches to flank there, and certainly when Sotjador did push an assault with flanking elements, it completely just blew Burmie away, since he was not prepared for that. Again, partly because he couldn't really push himself since he lacked the infantry and also just tanks, so there are definitely some issues there with Burmie's force composition, which is easier there for Sotjador to just overwhelm him in the end. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it, share it with your friends, your family, with everyone. This is Imperial Linking. Cheers. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you all tomorrow again for a milestone episode. Bye.